What is going on, everybody out there in podcast land? How y'all doing tonight?
Hello, hello, hello.
Hello, everybody.
What up?
What up?
How you doing? Look, we got a special guest in the corner. It's Alebrije Genetics.
Yo, what up, guys? Thanks for having me.
Hooray! Hooray! Cue applause sound effect.
Yes, sir.
We are super happy to have you on, man. Got all the digital kinks worked out, and we're ready to go. So thank you so much for joining us, man.
Thank you, guys. I appreciate it. Happy to be here. Been a fan of the show for a long time, so very cool to be on. Thanks for having me.
Anytime,
Dang.
man. You're doing some really cool shit. You seem like a really cool dude. I can't wait to tell everybody your story.
I appreciate y'all.
Yeah, dude. Well, before we get into your story, your background, a little bit about who you are and what you're up to. What are you smoking on, man? What you got?
And I've got a little bit of Tangy Tibuguana flower rosin.
Ooh.
Rocking in the Puffco. That's actually where the name Tangy came from, the rosin end of it. It takes on a really citrusy aspect when you press it. So, cheers, guys.
That's awesome. Well, cheers to that, man. I'm looking forward to pressing some of that myself when it's ready.
It's a good yielder. I'm consistently like 20 to 24% for flower rosin, which is good for auto.
What micron bag do you use?
90.
90, yeah, that's a good compromise. Yeah, I see a lot of people do 160, and you'll definitely get a higher yield, but the quality is not going to be nowhere near as good. A lot of contaminants there. Nice, yeah, 90 is a good compromise.
That's
I know
awesome,
people
man.
that press it in like 25 because they're like hardcore.
I just feel like I'm going to be wasting a lot,
Yeah. I agree with that.
Got to get the yield too.
It's got to be. If you said it was 24 to 28% returns, you're getting typically
20 to 24.
20 to 24, which is still amazing, dude. I mean, the highest yielding return I've ever gotten in a flower rosin is 25%, and that was from the triple grape that I grew from. I believe that was a Night Owl one, but
I think Night Owl did triple. Yeah.
Yeah, so I remember the flower itself was super resiny, like white. It was so covered in trichomes it looked white. So yeah, I really can't wait to see. After checking out some of the pictures of the Tangy Tibuguana, I mean, just looks amazing, dude. So we're gonna get into the whole, we're going to talk about your drop coming up, Tangy Tibuguana, and
yeah, definitely.
I want to learn all about it. But before
you smoking on?
Do that, yeah, exactly. Well, I have some of the Blue Zeroso, which is another Alebrije strain, one that I grew out. I adore it. I'm sure I've told you guys. Let me show you a couple of these nugs here.
I've tried it.
Because
it's spectacular.
What's the one that you smoked with me when I was there? I forget, dude. I have a terrible memory when it comes to
Nice, you've all tried it. Awesome.
Yeah, so we smoked this one. Now this, if you see, this is just like this solid little nug, man. I mean, this, this is one that like you pull out of the jar, it's solid.
It was nice and dense and like but spongy at the same time, a good texture, good terpene profile on that. We enjoyed it. We kept rolled up a couple of those little ones. We were up till like 2 o'clock in the morning, just fucking getting ripped. And we both looked at each other like, dude, we gotta go to bed.
We're so high, man. And it's like, aside from the density is one of the best features about it, I would say. But it was a fantastic, easy plant to grow. It was vigorous from the get-go, and the terps are really, really great on it, man. That's for me. I'm sure all you guys know that's where the rubber meets the road. It's like everything can look great, everything can seem great. someone in the chat says audio is not working. Is that an issue for anyone else out there? Just checking. All right, no. Okay. Again, where the rubber meets the road is the terp profiles, and I feel like you have something special here, man. You really have the bones of your genetics collection is really, really impressive. So, yeah, kudos. Again, we're gonna get into it, but first we have to know what everyone's smoking on. I know. I'm just
smoke it. Yeah.
and I got to take a hit. Exactly. So,
Monsta, what do you got in there?
What you got, Monsta?
Fucking pure Michigan tonight, baby.
Meat terps.
Meat.
Yeah.
Classic.
In a good way,
the-
though.
Yeah, this is the green one. I wish I could have brought some of this one, Captain. You really would have liked the green one. The green one's where the flavor's at. The purple one actually gets me higher. There's no doubt about it. It like fucks me up more. But the green one, the green pheno of the pure Michigan that's where the terps are. They're both terpy. They're both pretty good. But the green one for me is the one that I go back to every time. Like when I reach in my jar and I look, I'm like, oh yeah, there's the green nug. Give me that.
Like we've said it before, we'll say it again. The green weed is where it's at. Purple looks good, but weed should be green.
It's funny, not even based on color, just like bud structure and everything. The purple one looks way better. Like it's not even a comparison. Like one's at like an 8 or a 9, and the green pheno is probably like a 6 or a 7 at best for bag appeal. But I definitely like the greener one better. It's not as dense, it's not as pretty looking, but that's the one I like.
Tell me, while you were growing them, did you like the purple one better? Did it
No, because I have a
its color
bias
and
towards
structure?
purple weed.
Ow.
Like I hate purple weed for the most part. I have one exception of pure purple weed that I absolutely adore. It's Great Pupil by Mass Medical, and that's like straight purple. It looks like something out of a fucking magazine. Like it's straight purple, like blue bud. And I really, really enjoy that smoke. It just his stuff for me just seemed to really veg really slow, and I thought it might have been like an epigenetics thing. Because I'm salts and he's an organic breeder. But I asked Joint and he grows organic. He's like, nah, a lot of his stuff seems to veg slow. So I don't have the time for that. Bottom line, But great smoke.
Got time.
Great smoke.
Cool, man. About you, G3, what you puffing on?
I've got Mango Smile. You can just assume that it's going to be Mango Smile until this stuff is gone.
Until it's gone. All right.
There is no other. She is the supreme.
You're lucky you live so far away because I'd be raiding your jar if I was closer.
I would invite you over every time you wanted.
I bet you would, baby.
Hang on a second.
But
I got to smoke I got to smoke Bear Lees while I was in Oklahoma visiting her.
Oh yeah,
it was totally different from mine, so it was really different, interesting. Yeah.
Tell me more.
If I smoked too much of hers, it made me anxious, and she said the same thing. Like she can't smoke it. And she can't enjoy it really much because it makes her super anxious.
Do you think she harvested sooner than you, or is it just a different phenotype? Because a lot of times if you harvest sooner, you get that effect you get that raciness from the...
I don't know. Like...
How was the flavor? Which one tasted better? You got to be honest.
They tasted very similar.
Okay.
Very similar. Yeah.
All right, cool.
Which is that like rotten mango skunk kind of hybrid?
It's coming to the Freedom Rally. I'll be bringing some. I see it in the comments there. I'll be bringing some fucking pure Michigan. So we'll be getting lit. I got lots of stuff I'm bringing. See
Bracked in the chat. He's already coming up with some genius. He says they should rename it to Girl Grow Mango. Girl Go Mangro. Yeah, something like that.
Roll off the tongue quite yet. Not your best work, Brack. Not your best stuff.
Well, it's really good stuff. Now I saw, dude. So Alebrije, I saw in your Discord, which we should mention, you have a really cool Discord. Everyone who's on Discord, or even if you're not, you guys got to get on Discord, join Cultivation Conversation, as well as Alebrije's Discord. I saw on yours tonight, someone has a cross of Mango Smile Blue Zeroso. Where the hell did that come from?
That's a one person in the world. There's a few out there. Like not many people have the sour pear Zoso. There was one guy I just had to. I was growing a mango smile earlier this year during a Blues Rosa run, and I had to pollinate one branch. Just
So
for fun.
that exists. All right. All right.
Yeah,
We
it
just all right.
exists. And
It exists. Okay.
So it's your creation. It's not like some random person creating this.
No.
Like, this was created by you.
I made it, and I did a giveaway earlier this year. And
Wow.
shout out Magnetar Grez. This guy, he's a great grower. Organic living soil. He crushes it. And yeah, he grew out. I sent him like, I don't even know, like 7 or 8 seeds. I'm the only other person that has it. I didn't have any space to grow it. It was just for fun. So I wanted to see somebody grow it. So yeah, he did it like his first round, and then something happened at the end of his grow. I don't know what was up, but then so he grew like 4 more and got like some really interesting phenos out of it. And the one he was showing off today it sounded like it was more mango smile leaning. It was like pretty tropical, and it sounded like his other 4 were gassier chemi. So obviously a little more Blues Rosa in that round. Yeah, I'm gonna have to pop one day. I bet.
Yeah. Oh, that sounds great, dude. I mean, really. One of the more recent Mango Smile crosses that I've done was the mangoes and chem. That was a night owl. Like he sent them out for Christmas. It was just super cool.
One.
Yeah, nice. And that just, man, those terp profiles go so well together. So, telling you, this guy knows what he's doing. This guy has a knack for these things. We're gonna get into it, I promise. But I want to start at the beginning with you, man.
Yeah.
Tell us, who you are, where you come from, what got you into this. Like, give us a little bit of your story, please.
Yeah, by all means. I'm Alebrije genetics. I'm not gonna give my real name. But I'm from Prohibition land, so I have to stay on the down low as far as what I do.
Right. Don't get caught.
And yeah, weed smoking for me began in high school. I was 16. I went to Germany. I was an exchange student in Frankfurt. That was the first experience I ever had with weed. And then I was a stoner from then on, man. I was the kid at parties who was always smoking weed in college. College, it quickly became like an everyday thing. As soon as you're out from under the parents' wings, all of my friends smoked weed. That was our common connection. Basically, if you were my friend, it was because of weed. I didn't hang out with non-smokers.
You know how much I relate to that. I really, really do.
all my close friends over the years, are through weed. That's just, it's such a passion that. So in high school, my junior year of high school was actually my first grow. I had some bag seed, went out in a swamp. It was a dried up swamp, and I planted like 12 bag seeds. They got to be little sproutings. One day I went back there, a deer was eating one. And then like 2 weeks later, they were probably 6 inches tall. And 2 weeks later, like torrential rains, and this former swamp just like flooded. And I rushed over there after school and saved whatever I could. I only got like 2 or 3 I salvaged. And I drove right to the hydroponic store, bought a light, bought like a 1 bucket, 1 like 5-gallon bucket DWC setup, and that was it. But I had no clue what I was doing. I didn't know about changing light periods or anything. I was super rookie. And then off and on over the years through college, and I was a chef by profession, and I lived in New York City, Sydney, Australia, Mexico City, Bilbao, Spain, London. I've floated all over and worked in different restaurants around the world. And whenever I had the opportunity, I was definitely trying to grow and, trying to learn. But it wasn't until I became a homeowner that I, really felt like I had the safe space to do it. And I went hard. I obviously started with photo periods, and it was just okay. I don't have a great environment here outdoors for photo periods, so a lot of mold and a lot of failures along the way. eventually I, came across autos, and I was one of the lucky ones that didn't, have this white label European garbage autos. I had Mephisto was my first grow, was Super Orange Haze and Sour Stomper, and they crushed.
Hell
It was
yeah.
easy. It was so easy, and it
Yeah,
was so
yeah.
much fun to watch because every day, like, the growth was, so vigorous, and it was way more fun than photo periods for me, and I was hooked instantly, and the ability to just do, continual grows, or perpetual grows was nice. I liked not having to change the light period. I liked just leaving it on. I'm a 20 on, 4 off kind of guy. Um, and, that was it. So, I mean, quickly it became just a simple question of what would I like to do with the rest of my life? And, growing weed was the answer, but it quickly went a step further of like, well, obviously I want to like make some of my own crosses, and then, when I got into autos, it's like, there were ones I was like, sometimes seeds are pricey, and I was like, I just need to make selfed ones of a lot of these awesome seeds. Speaking of purple earlier, like we grew Mephisto's purple nuggets earlier this year, and we loved it. And I totally agree. For me, 8 times out of 10, I'm not a big purple lover. I think it's anthocyanins not really that pleasurable to actually smoke. I don't think it burns real well. I think it's a little bit harsh. But as far as the flavor went on that, it was like pure strawberry and delicious.
Yeah, I was gonna say, isn't purple nuggets a phenotype of the strawberry nuggets that
It
they
is.
have?
It's like a 10% phenotype. You
Is
grow
that like
outside.
kind of short and squat like strawberry nuggets was?
Yeah, it is.
That's
I
great smoke,
actually
by the
grew.
way, too.
Yeah, it was a really good one. I mean, I think they've
Cool.
used it in a lot of crosses as well.
Yeah, yeah. Well, so all right, how did you end up like first run with autos? I mean, did you just had been growing a little bit? You knew you'd heard about Mephisto, and that's where you went.
Who I found out about Mephisto from was actually Chef Anna, and just
All
like
right, nice, nice.
seeing his videos. I've heard y'all talk about him before. I mean, he's a funny cat.
Hey,
I agree.
The smile.
grower
Yeah, bit of
love,
a
man,
clown.
grower love.
Yeah, but he's a funny guy.
Yeah,
But yeah,
I,
I was like curious about what his strains were, and I was like looking up what all the cross strains were, and it obviously quickly took me to Mephisto. And this was back before it was like difficult to get. I like wheel up on their website, boom, there's double grape, super orange haze, sour stomper. Those were the 3 I bought. And then
Yeah.
I got sour bubbly crossed with blues as my first freebie. That was one of my first autogrow as well. It smelled. My description was like you're driving in the back of a diesel truck through a guava orchard while drinking Hemingway daiquiris. It was gas and
wow.
grapefruit and guava and
Yeah, and like
beautiful.
alcohol
Loved it.
too, which I've gotten
Oh
some of
yeah.
that from like I know what you mean by that. Like you can almost smell like the alcohol in the plant. It's some weird shit. I don't know.
There's
That's
definitely
really
some
awesome.
yeah, there's some Tangy Tibuguana phenos like that too. I was trimming one this afternoon actually that was just like that. It's just the terps are so potent, it smells alcoholic. I mean, they're both, and solvents. So
I
Man.
kind
love
of
your terp descriptions. The only other person I've ever heard with that kind of vivid description is Rasta Jeff.
Rasta, yeah.
Yeah.
so
say.
when my 21st birthday present, I asked my parents for class in the American. I lived in New York City at the time, and I was a chef, and I asked for a class at the American Sommelier Association. And so I'm a level 1 certified
Absolutely. This
sommelier.
it's your chef background.
It's the chef background.
Yeah.
That's I used to go by on Instagram the terpene connoisseur. I'm very into terps. I've done terpene pairing
Man, it makes
dinners.
sense.
Trying to set up some. We would like to do some rosin pairing dinners for Alebrije in the future.
Yeah.
There'd be a Tangy Tibuguana course with lots of tropical
man.
notes, and you'd hit a little Tangy Tibuguana in your puffco instead of your wine glass. Would be sort of the alternative.
And then take a bite of some pineapple or guava, and like, I trust me, man. I do a little like tongue in cheek, like, I pair my beer with like my bong hits, but that's not
Totally.
like, it's not, I'm not joking about that. Like, and I also, I mean, I think we were talking about it, maybe in like a direct message, you and I, how for me, very much like my weed selection is based on like my mood, the weather, like my just what I'm doing that day. Like I like variety so much, and that's one of the reasons that I love autos too, is you get that variety. You can do, fast turnaround, perpetual grow, and you have just jar after jar of different types. They all have different terp profiles, and it's like, I have a shit ton of fun, like putting flavors together, man. And that's like, coming from a chef background, I really do see now why, like your strain descriptions are great, and like, I love it.
It goes hand in hand with breeding. I see myself more as a flavor company. I'm trying to create specific flavors because it's the flavors are creating the effects. Not the only thing, obviously. You've got, and that's another great part of autos is there's a lot of minor cannabinoids in the mix, and I've got a lot of minor and mixed ratio projects in the works too. So it's not all terps, but terps are such a big part of the actual effect. And are you going to feel more stimulated or more sedated?
I've said it before. I'm a huge believer in that science of it. I mean, look, it's aromatherapy. People have been doing it for years.
100%.
What are you breathing in? Terpenes. Like, so it makes all the sense in the world to me. And I have seen over the last couple of years more and more research into that and the effects of the terpenes. Like when we were kids, I don't know about you, but I used to say this all the time, man, I wish I could just get high sticking my nose in this bag of weed. But you are. Like, you're getting something from that, So it's like, fucking wild.
100%. And that's why with edibles, when you consume terpenes, it's being instantly destroyed by your liver, and the THC is turning in from delta 9 into 11 hydroxy THC, and it's a completely different story. So like when you see sativa and indica edibles, it's kind of just bullshit. It doesn't work like that. It's only via aromatherapy. If you smell a mango, you're gonna maybe be getting more myrcene in at the same time you take a hit, versus like that old myth of it, you eat a mango and you'll get higher. That's not true. That would be, like saying anytime you eat citrus or any, relatable terpene in food that you're going to all of a sudden feel more of those effects. It's a urban myth. Not
interesting.
True.
Very interesting.
But aroma wise, 100%. I also, I was a level 1 interpener. I don't know if you guys are familiar with the Trichome Institute.
No.
I love them.
Max Montres. They're based out of Denver, but it's called interpening, and it's all about interpreting terpenes and basically being able to. It's sort of the sommelier equivalent.
Say that 5 times fast.
Yeah.
Oh, that's really interesting, man. I love it.
From smelling and looking and analyzing the bud, you should be able to make a pretty good judgment of the effects you're going to feel, and based on their science. And it's true. Like when you smell a bud, when it's fresh, it actually has to have the terpenes. Obviously, some flat stale bud isn't going to work like this, but when you've got fresh terpenes and you smell it, it's going to either trigger one of 2 different sections of the brain, and it's going to signal more whether it's going to be a more stimulating or more sedative.
No shit,
dude. It's so interesting. Like you mentioned you're a trained sommelier as well, which is a wine connoisseur. Like if there's a documentary, it's called SOM. SOMM. If anyone wants to look that up, listen. The things these people can do with their senses of smell and taste are just mind blowing. Like they can, you put, 6 glasses of wine in front of these people, like blindfolded. They have no idea what the fuck you poured, okay? And they'll just like swirl it around, take a sniff, and take a sip, and they'll be like, all right, well, this is from the left side of the Rhine River. The grapes were harvested in 1988. It was a dry summer that year. And they'll tell you the style. Exactly, can tell you exactly where it's from, the year it was like it's fucking crazy. Okay, I'm not saying like if you have those types of superhuman sensory abilities, like man, that's fucking unbelievable. I think very few people in the world can actually do that, but you can improve your senses of smell and taste by like doing little exercises. Tests, like it's a muscle you have to exercise basically.
Definitely. You definitely want to be like just practicing describing smells of everything. That just helps you in general. Like when you go to the grocery store, smell some of the produce you're about to grab, like smell like I loved in that documentary someone's description of a wine was like a freshly opened can of tennis balls. That blew my mind as a young chef in Somalia. I thought that was so cool, like such an interesting and like clear cut description. And that to me is like I've described things as urinal cake meets Mountain Dew Baja Blast and things, because like I pick up both of those smells. Those are both memorable smells for me. Every man knows what a urinal cake smells like.
Yeah, and the way I see it, I mean, like obviously there's lots of terpenes, but there's really at the end of the day only so many of them to go around. So it makes sense that like you'll get that in one thing and smell something else that's completely different, but you're still picking up that terpene. So
100%. It's the largest class of hydrocarbons on the in the planet. So it's everything. All wild plants are have terpenes and things.
Yeah.
Even humans and animals emit types of terpenes as well. Squalene comes from sharks and things like shark skin or something. Yeah, it's crazy. Terpenes are really, really fascinating, and I think we need to do a lot more research on it.
I'll say
it's definitely a big part of what we do, like selecting for terpenes. And it, not every phenotype is a winner, obviously, but somewhere in the pack, there's some terps for sure.
Wow. Well, it's funny, like you said, you call them like flavors. And Monsta, doesn't that piss you off real bad when people call like a strain of? But now I see why people do it. But now I see why people do it, because it's like.
You said that because as he's talking, that came into my head. I'm like, as soon as he said flavors, I'm like, it kind of triggered me a little bit. But then as you explained yourself, I'm like, Jesus Christ, I guess maybe I am an asshole. Like, I don't know.
I was just relating it. I don't actually like call them flavors.
Yeah.
I've listened to a lot of podcasts on weed. I'm well educated on cannabis, and I do think that as a industry and a community, we do need to try to like be more careful with our lingo and how we describe things, because there's a lot of misnomers out there, and as we want this to become a more legitimate and socially recognized thing, we need to be more clear cut. For example, like I'm not going to use indica or sativa to describe my strains, because they're too hybridized. You can't accurately say 50-50 or 40-60. Like that's not going to be very accurate.
Yeah, I've been saying that for years, dude.
It's all just bullshit. You're telling me it's all just bullshit?
I mean, what you need to say is like, is this more stimulating or is this more sedative? Just say that. Like, what effects am I expected to feel? That's what everyone knows it means. Like, we know if you're saying it's a sativa, it means it's more of an upper, and indica is more of a downer narcotic. Like, we get it, but it's like, it's not an accurate way to say it. And,
No,
So what
you can get the effects of a sativa from certain indicas and vice versa based on, like, the terpenes, because everything's so convoluted. There's no 100% indica or 100% sativa anymore.
No,
I mean,
in fact,
there are exceptions, but
what we call a sativa, a sativa photo period is actually cannabis indica subspecies indica. And what we call an indica is cannabis indica subspecies afghanica. So the sativa being indica subspecies indica, it's, all cannabis
Yeah.
sativa is actually hemp. It's non-drug forming. Anything with THC is technically cannabis indica.
Okay, so if you had to choose how people would categorize them, would you use stimulating and sedating? Could it be into that simple?
I think it can to an extent. I mean, I also think it was Robert Clark. If you've ever checked out any of his books, he sort of started it, and the interpening guys sort of picked up on it as well. Is that we can call it more the broad to narrow leaf spectrum. We kind of know what that implies as far as structure of the plant and blood structure and things like that, and expected terpenes and expected effects. So I like the broad to narrow leaf spectrum, and then I also like to specifically say it's either more stimulating or sedative, side or the other. I just think it's a little more clear cut. It's scientifically accurate,
and honestly, it makes more sense to a general consumer.
It does.
Like somebody who's not necessarily a grower, with
or
they
even
wanted to
a
get their hands on it.
smoker.
Yeah, like it's like somebody who just smokes it. If you could walk into a dispensary and they say, "Oh, this is the sedating options, and here are the stimulating options," it's a lot easier for them to choose the appropriate medication for their day.
I would really 100% agree with that. Especially with like the younger generation, like the 20s. Like I don't even feel like a lot of them even know what indica or sativa means. Like I don't even think that's in their vocabulary.
Yeah, and it doesn't necessarily need to be. I think like G3 said, it's a more clear-cut, simple way for anyone to approach it, and it's accurate.
I really like that.
Yeah, me too,
I like
man.
that a lot, honestly. It
So
makes so much more sense than anything else.
To a certain extent, though, a lot of it is body chemistry, and like each individual is going to react differently to certain terpenes and effects. But like you can generalize it. I mean, I don't know. I feel like there's a common body chemistry out there, and a lot of people will react the same to like maybe it's like a type O blood sort of thing. Like yeah, there's a subset of the population that might. I'm telling you, my wife is one of these people who like she experiences the opposite effects that I do from a lot of strains. It's crazy.
100%. That's like one in 10 people is like that. It's not that rare.
Really?
Yeah, there's these paradox outliers. I know a lot of them, and they just don't like cannabis because of
Well, I mean, not to because I hate the drug world, like the pharmaceuticals. But look at it like this: like, there are some people that take stimulants to calm themselves down, like ADHD kids and stuff like that, right?
Very true. Very true.
And it's like if you and I, dude, if I took a fucking stimulant, I'd be off the fucking walls. Like, so I don't need any stimulants in my life. But yeah, so like I think it all relates to that. Like everybody's body's different, Like you're gonna react differently to this than I might, and most of us are going to react the same, but some are going to have different effects. It just makes complete sense.
Yes,
it does. All right. Well, I'm sorry. I kind of had a couple like discussion points in mind that I really wanted to pick your brain about, man. But I this like it as super interesting of a topic as this is. I don't mean to cut anyone off. Does anyone have any anything else they want to talk about?
Beat that horse pretty well.
All right, totally. I gotta just throw it out there, Monsta. You sound like shit tonight. Is there anything that we can do on air live? I know it's like we got to do this like beforehand. I don't know what happened. It was great before we started, guys. I don't know, man. I don't know.
I have no idea.
Let's just press onward. It's all good. Now you sound fine. I don't know.
Yeah, you sound fine to me.
Fucking connect.
It's just because I moved too far from the mic. Honestly, I gotta get better at that.
No worries, man. You sound great now. I'm sorry.
Well, feel free to tell me I sound like shit anytime, please. I'd rather not continue on sounding like shit. So if I sound like shit, let me know.
Listen, I'm the friend who'll tell you got like something stuck in your teeth, man. You gotta like, you gotta do something about that. But so I want to talk a little bit about breeding autos.
Yeah.
You know, I want to learn a little bit about the process behind it, like pull the curtain back a little bit. I think a lot of people feel like this is a very mysterious and secretive kind of thing. I mean, I don't want you to give away any proprietary information, of course, but like, is there anything you can tell us about? Yeah, just open floor for you, man, please.
I'm a believer in open source sharing information. I think that's how we move everyone forward as a unit. You know, I'm not trying to like have anything proprietary. I know there are people that have their little proprietary quirks to their silver thiosulfate solutions that apparently makes it a little more efficient or whatnot. But my techniques are things I found on the internet and learned from other people. So to go back, yeah, breeding autos, if you do it just with regular seeds, it's, you know, the same like photoperiods. It just, things move a little faster, and, you know, you got to be on your toes and keep an eye on everything and make your selections quick, because, you know, the thing with autos, basically regular or feminized, is you don't know until the end which one is the best. You can't have a cutting that you've already finished that you know is an all-star winner phenotype. You have to just take the risk and pollinate the whole tent and then find out which one was the winner at the end. So life kind of sucks sometimes as an auto breeder. You know, a lot of our smoke is loaded with seeds, and we got to pop it out and press some rosin or smoke smashed buds or whatever. But we grow fun stuff on the side.
I hear that. I hear that. Now, no, you mentioned like you got to make your selections quick, okay? So as a photo breeder, you would be able to veg the plant much longer, obviously, and see a lot more characteristics, you know, maybe even get like stem rub sorts of smells going on before you, and we're talking about like using a reversal spray.
Yeah.
STS
I mean,
solution.
I do feminized.
Okay.
I do all feminized seed. For me, it's just easier. I can't, I don't have a huge space to run a bunch of regular seeds. Basically, I operate out of, you know, three big tents, but it still limits me in what I can do.
Yeah. So you start with all fems, and then you got to
usually with all fems. I will grow. I'm not opposed to growing regular seeds, but as soon as I see it's a male, I gotta toss it and chop it. I'm just not. I picked up some of the community service from Daz during the reg drop for Night Owl. You know, I do have intentions in the future to work with regular pollen and stuff, but I would eventually turn it feminized. I think the market wants feminized seeds. I like growing feminized seeds.
Could you kind of give us like a layman's breakdown of how that works for the people who have no idea?
100%. So here's the thing with autos. You basically, so first I make silver thiosulfate solution, which is mixing, it's mixing sodium nitrate and silver sulfate, I think. Sorry, I'm a little high.
You're expected to be high around these spots.
Don't quote me on that.
You're forgiven. You're forgiven.
Anyway, look up silver thiosulfate is the end solution you're basically mixing together. I make my own. A lot of people, there's stuff available for sale on Amazon, on, you know, various breeders will sell some, because when you make a batch, a little goes a long way, because you end up diluting it like 1 part to 9 parts distilled water. So basically you're making this heavy metal solution, which you're going to spray on a female plant, and it's going to inhibit ethylene, a female hormone, and it's going to kind of temporarily trick whatever got sprayed with it into thinking that it's a male, and it's going to start to put out male parts, little pollen sacs. The thing is, though, the chromosomes in the plant are all female, and so all of that pollen is really feminized. So you take that female pollen and put it on other female plants, and all your seeds, or in theory it's like 99.9% or something,
Yeah. Yeah.
are going to be female.
Well, there's no
and
like X chromosome,
yeah,
right?
it
Am I
just,
right about that? I always get my chromosomes mixed up, but
I think so.
yeah, that makes perfect sense. But so like
Planet has its
The-
chromosomes mixed up.
So the thing with autos, though, is you want to start spraying with a photo period. You start spraying and then you change the light.
yes,
So you
that's
have
what
that
I wanted to
control.
ask you.
Basically, or it's you change. I don't know, because I don't do it with photo periods. Or you change the light and you start doing it right then. You basically want to do it right when it's sexing, as soon as you see that first pistil.
But before I love the process, and we're going to continue with this. But like I want to know, like, just big picture here. Like, so when you're breeding like a new strain, or an autoflower strain, you start with I don't know, a dozen plants of that.
So like it depends. If it's just like a rare pack I bought, it's the pack, But if it's something I've already made and I have thousands of seeds of, I'll start around 24.
Okay. And then those are all going to be like potential females, correct? Or are you going to...
They're going to all be female, yeah.
All right. Now, how do you... I guess my question for you is like, which one do you... that's, I guess, what we were talking about. They're all female. So, and your selection then is like, which one do I turn into a male to make
basically
the stud?
Yeah.
Or
so
do you
there's
make a couple of them? I don't know.
Yeah. No, I do take a couple of them. There's a few ways I narrow it down from that 24. First, the slowest ones to even germinate don't even make the cut. They don't even hit soil. Usually I'm going to actually plant somewhere between 12 to 18 of those 24. And I want ones that germinated well and clean and, were vigorous from the get-go. Nice. And then, so that's my first selection. Then I use these little nursery bags. They hold like a quart of soil, and they're great because A, they're biodegradable, and B, the roots just grow right through them. So I'm not wasting a bunch of soil. I'll start my 12 to 18 seeds. And then from the get-go, I'm starting to narrow things down. For the actual reversals, I'm looking for a lot of vigor. I'm looking for even structure, no little, funky leaves or issues or anything like that. But vigor and terpenes. So you can kind of start telling with a stem rub is a good way to at least compare the ones and say like which one smells stronger than another. And it's very easy to see with a stem rub. That's not even telling me what the profile is necessarily going to be like, but I can just tell which one's going to be a little aromatic.
Interesting. Even from like day, I mean, when are you making those selections? Like real early, I imagine.
I mean, yeah, as soon as I can, like we're talking after day 7, we're into, day 10-ish. I'm seeing what's putting out, the strongest growth, because that's really what the male is going to offer a lot, basically.
Wait, you're doing stem rubs on autos on day 7 or day 10? I would kill. I'm too like fat fingered. I would like kill the little seedling. It would just wither over and die. I got no fine motor skills, man.
Gently, of course. But I mean, by day, by day 16 to 20, I'm needing to make a decision of which plant I'm going to start spraying. So a lot of what I'm looking for in the reversal is really just vigorous growth, healthy leaves, a nice structure. That's what I can tell from the get-go, and from some stem rubbing along the way, I'm at least able to narrow down maybe 4 or so that I think have really good potential. And again, I don't even know which one's going to be the best one. Sometimes there's one you like got your eye on and you think it's a champ, and then by the time you start spraying, it takes 3+ weeks before you're actually gonna, even get close to getting any usable pollen. The plant has changed so much, and
Yeah,
that
yeah.
big winner you thought might not have the terps
Doesn't.
that old sleeper had over in the corner. So I do recommend like choosing 4 or 5 to start reversing, and then because otherwise you're going to be behind if you don't. But I usually, if available, I like to start a second crop about 2 weeks behind the reversals, because sometimes you don't have viable pollen by the time your other gals are in week 3 of flower, when I would really like to be hitting them with pollen. So
Interesting.
I'll start another 12 or so, 2 weeks behind, so that I've got some pollen I can hang on to, get it nice and dry, and a couple weeks later, I've got the next round of gals that I'm gonna look for the best ones for. But yeah, essentially,
Yeah.
Auto breeding is harder than photo breeding. People don't.
Yeah,
believe it.
definitely.
Dude, absolutely, man.
100%.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
There's no question. It's way
Especially the
harder.
good ones.
Way hard.
You're like,
You're on the
just-
clock for sure.
If you just like were fucking releasing like filling a tent with a bunch of females and like just chucking a male, and like that anybody can make seeds that way, but like the selection process you're doing to go through all like to make them right, like this is why like there's so much shit autos out there from like all these, like you said, like European breeders. There's a lot of garbage out there, and
There's a
people
lot of
get
white
turned off.
label. Yes.
Well, the thing too is like I'm not gonna name any breeders by name, but there's a lot of big name like that people assume that like big name breeders, and they wanted to get onto the auto train, so they release some autos, but they're like they don't even hold a candle to some of their photos because it was just like a cash grab thing. So like I'm gonna get on the auto game. I'll just make some beans, and they're fucking terrible. So I mean, dude, there's a lot
100.
of good breeders out there. I'm not like saying they're all shit, but
Oh,
the
listen,
the
there
good
are
ones.
a lot of crummy ones, but this guy right here is not one of those guys, I guess is what we're saying. Yeah.
You wouldn't be on the show otherwise, man.
That's right. That's right.
Thank you,
We,
guys.
like there's a lot of, we could go on for days, but we won't. The fact, I think it's like we're saying, it's way harder to do autos the right way. I feel like it's way less glamorous. Like there's less notoriety in it at the end of the day, and like you got to be like, I don't know, you seem like a humble, cool as fuck, down to earth guy, which is really like, I'll be honest, every auto breeder I've ever met has been like pretty chill, like real cool and willing to like really take the time to like pay attention to the craft of what they're doing. They view it as more of an art than anything else, and like you have all the characteristics of, dare I say, like a great auto breeder. Like it's funny because like I do kind of have like, it's a profile I'm building, like an FBI agent of like what type of personality would be like a great auto breeder. And you check a lot of the boxes, man, really. Like I think one of the big things for me is attention to detail. In doing all of this breeding and all, popping 24 seeds that you have, you really have to, pay attention, dot your I's and cross your T's. Make sure you know which plants are which, right? Because you don't even know which one's the best until you've sampled the smoke, right?
Yeah. I mean, again, like my huge tell is the final terpene profile. and especially like I like to stress test a lot. I like to think about the grower that's not that good at growing, and I'm harsh on the testers, man. I'll run them in small pots, I'll underfeed them, I'll let the humidity and temperature get way out of the normal parameters, and I've seen hermaphrodites. It happens, and that's where I don't want to move forward with that. So that's why I do it. But also, I like to do sometimes a shitty dry. I like to do a poor man's dry and just like blast a fan directly on it. Not really try to hit 60-60 and like, how do the terps hold up? there's going to be some shitty growers and shitty dryers out there, and I want them to get that fire terp profile, because it happens. You
Yeah.
can still get good ones even with like poor performance, and that's what I want. But
That's some
I'm not saying
testing,
everyone is
man.
going to be that, but
That's some testing
the better
right there.
the better you do, the better it'll be. Obviously, it's not like a cue to go grow shitty, but
No,
I,
I love that.
Go ahead. Well, I mean, we talked a lot about the breeding process and your selection. I think we've kind of gone over that a little bit. There's a lot about you that people don't know, as far as like, your ethics and your morals, and how you are as like basically a philanthropist, and your goals in life. Why don't you tell people a little bit more about that story? Because we'd kind of grazed over a little bit just talking to you the other day, and didn't really get to go into it much. And it's fascinating to me. So please do.
Yeah, well,
well,
if I may, real quick, I'm sorry.
please.
Before I just want to preface everything by saying, you're doing a drop, right? It's going to be on Friday, so it's this week. I know, right? We're all like, everyone's looking forward to this a lot, okay? And I have a little, demo right here, okay? Of
Beautiful.
the Alebrije box, which will include the Tangy Tibuguana, okay? Which, look at this artwork right here, okay? We're talking about attention to detail and stuff, right?
So
Look at
beautiful.
this.
Hand stamped, man.
It's got a
stamped it
wax
myself.
seal. It's just beautiful. It really, really is.
You gotta crack it open one day, man.
So I got to open this? You're telling me? Should I do it now? Are you telling me I should do that?
You need
now?
to see the seeds inside. It's got
all right. I didn't want to
Ooh.
break the wax seal, but hold on. I will.
You can probably just sort of like.
Oh yeah.
Pull it
I can just
Yeah,
pull it
you
off. All right.
peel it off.
Yeah,
Yep.
Do it right
it'll
here.
Go back on nice.
We're gonna do it live.
We're doing it live. Fuck it.
Exciting.
Do it live.
As you said, attention to detail. So it's got a little genealogy.
Oh my God.
On the back of it.
Dude.
Oh my
Look
god.
at this.
Cheers.
I think that's the key word tonight, folks.
Wow.
Is it attention to detail?
That's
Look at
3 words,
this.
Captain.
Keywords. Keywords. So, look at this. I mean, I'm literally
If you put
speechless,
half
man.
as much work into your breeding as you do into that, like, we're in good hands.
We do.
It's gorgeous.
Absolutely, yeah. The genealogy, even the vials have their own individual wax seals on them. Look at this. I got the F2 on the left, and it comes with testers as well. So each purchase, I imagine. So this is the box that people will get if they purchase.
That's exactly what everybody's getting.
Oh my
Exactly
God! All right.
Yeah.
This is incredible. All right, like, we got so much I want to get into about this drop, and like Monsta said, the best part, I kind of wanted to save that, man. That's the reason, that's the reason I cut you off a little bit. I'm sorry.
Let's hold it to the end. No, let's hold it to the end. See, we don't script anything. This is how shit happens. So
it's just like I want to build up
All
to
good.
like really, then we're gonna tug at the heartstrings, okay? And it's just they're all gonna be like suckers in our hands. We're gonna have them right where we want them. No, this is amazing. So I got on the right, there are the testers. I got the Star Crunch crossed with Dog Walker Auto, right?
So
Which is
Star Crunch from Night Owl. That's Tooth Decay crossed with his Cosmic Queen, which is technically a Mephisto, but Daz was the one who bred Cosmic Queen, so it's really pretty much a pure Night Owl there. And the Dog Walker you're gonna see a lot of coming. That's my
your own.
It's my first photo period to autocross. And that was something I actually wanted to mention in the last little section as we were kind of comparing photo and auto breeders. I'll divvy back in, but
please.
There's this little stigma in the Autoflower community that if you're just crossing Autoflowers to Autoflowers, you're not putting in the real work. That oh, you have to be crossing a photo period and taking it to 3 generations till it's fully autoflowering and making the full selection. That's bullshit. If you're crossing an autoflower to an autoflower, it still takes a lot of effort and work. It's still more difficult than breeding a photo period. You still are on the clock and have the time
Yeah.
frame.
Well, I'll agree with all
not
that.
easy. So I just want to erase that stigma that if everyone's not crossing in photo periods in their regime, that they're not some crap breeder. The auto game these days, there's some fire genetics out there, and crossing fire with fire will give you fire. So, you know,
Agreed.
kudos to those guys too.
Very true.
Agreed. Now, just maybe just to delve into it slightly more. I mean, I am slightly guilty of perpetuating that stereotype, perhaps. It's.
Oh, I didn't realize, but
No. Hey, man, it's
see it out
just
there.
a conversation. Like I know I am. It's just like the way I perceive it is like it just takes far more work to make your own photo to auto cross. You know what I mean? And like very few people want to cross that bridge, and it just signals again to me. It's all part of the attention to detail thing. And it's if you're willing to go that extra mile and make your own, base from which to start your stable of genetics, like something new, you bringing in some new terpene profile into the auto world, right? Like that to me just signals that like, kid has what it takes. Like
100%, and I think it's awesome, and I think more of it needs to happen. We need to diversify the autoflower, genetic pool out there. But I just don't want to discredit the others. That said, I do think it takes a lot more effort and a lot of good hard work to, actually cross a photo period and take it at least 3 generations. Often, it needs to go further to really carry that terpene profile that you really wanted from the photo period. Otherwise, what's the purpose in doing it in the first place if it doesn't carry the original photo terps all the way through, or some of the characteristics of it at least? But
yeah. Well, no.
I was fortunate with mine. The Star Dog, it reeked, and it came through all the way, and I selected for aroma. So by my F3 generation of the dog walker, I used Mephisto's Skywalker OG, and that was my autoflower. And I got a proven cutting of Star Dog from a good friend, and started there. And yeah, the terps were on fire. So it was easy. Sometimes it might just have a dominant kind of profile that takes over and make your life easy, but sometimes it requires back crossing. I know Mephisto goes crazy and has tons of back crossing projects to try to really preserve
you can go nuts with it. You can go nuts with it, but like I think for like a tent pirate type breeder such as yourself, maybe is that an acceptable way to to categorize you?
I'm a proud tent pirate.
All right, that's so,
one day I would like to grow, take the next step up. One day.
Listen, man, the fact that like you started from square one, and like I think you brought in something new from the photo world into the auto gene pool. It just going that extra mile like signals to me as a consumer that like you're someone I want to mess with. You know what I mean? Like there's a lot of people.
I'm educated tonight. I mean, dude, I had the same opinion, honestly, that like, yeah, if you're just breeding autos to autos, then you're not putting in as much work. But when you,
that's what literally every photo period.
It's still more work than breeding photos is the thing. It's like, it's just like even, but there's another level to it, which is making your own photo to autocross. Like that's a little bit of what I wanted to clarify is just, so we do have to give the extra props to the people who do that sort of thing, such as yourself, which, is again one of the reasons why like we have you on the show, man. It's one of the reasons like when I saw your logo. Okay, I love your logo. Again, it's the attention to detail, guys. Look at this thing. Your logo spoke to me, and it was like just this guy puts a lot of effort into what he's doing. This guy cares about, you know, his image, the little things that go into the auto breeding. Like, I mean, yeah, you have 24 plants on day 12 of life. Like, which ones are the best for? You really, you have to have attention to detail to be able to do that. You know?
Totally.
Sure.
Sometimes I'll have upwards of 80 plants going at once in all various stages, and many just being in a little quart size nursery bag or whatnot. But yeah, sometimes it gets to be a lot. It can be overwhelming, and my seed collection is vast, and I have so many projects I'm dying to get started, but space is the issue, and I have a lot more photo periods I want to work with. I've got a nice little landrace collection I've been building, a lot of which is actually just naturally autoflowering or semi-autoflowering, which I'm really excited to get some of those in the mix. And like you said, it's just bringing in new terpene profiles, new minor cannabinoid mixes into the already like awesome autos, the likes of Night Owl and Rock Bottom, Mephisto, and all our breeding.
But at the same time, it's like if you have a knack for flavors and like you have the mind of a chef, right? Or a little bit of an artistic bent to your personality. Like it's you can cross fire with fire. There's a lot of flavors out there, right? Which might trigger Monsta, but like, some people call them strains, but like ultimately, yeah, like you're working with flavor profiles, putting them together.
Terpene profiles.
Yeah.
If
I don't mind
prefers.
when you talk about flavors like that, but like when you ask me what flavor it is when you're referring to a strain, that's when I get triggered.
I know.
Let's call it terpene profile would be like the appropriate thing that we all know what we're talking about. And it's the aroma, the flavor, the like, what is making someone call this grapefruit, or what is making someone call this blueberry, or whatever it is, bubblegum. It's it's that flavor, that aroma, that profile that comes across, the expression that the plant gives.
There's a science behind it for sure. Like, certain terps. You can categorize certain terps by like, it's fruity, gassy, chemi. I mean, there's a little. Have you seen the wheel? You know what I'm talking about, right?
I've got a wheel.
Yeah. It's like the color wheel, but it's the terpene wheel. It's a lot like it's the same way you look at a color wheel if you're an artist. And you can see like, which colors are like secondary and, complementary to one another. You can make like a nice color scheme from just like the layout of colors on a color wheel. It's kind of cool, man. Now listen, we could go all sorts of ways with this conversation, guys, but there are a couple things I really, really, really want to get out. Okay. I want to continue with just showing people a couple things that you get in this box here, all right? I showed them, you get your Tangy Tibuguanas, right? That's the strain coming out, which is the cross of, why don't you say, please?
Well, it's an Amnesia Haze from Royal Queen Seeds, and that's crossed with a Durban Sunrise by Zweet. And it's got a lot of Durban in its roots. It's very fruity, funky, got some tropical notes, but it also has this very uplifting citrus quality about it. And the haze actually kind of brings in this more sweeter honeysuckle, kind of more gardenia floral quality to it.
So it's a narrow leaf variety.
It's on the narrow leaf end of the spectrum. Narrow leaf dominant would be our description.
All right. We're not going to call it it's not a sativa. No, it's a, yeah, really, it sounds awesome. Really. Like I always like to have, at least one, if not two, of the narrow leaf varieties on hand for me to enjoy during the day. I just find that they're, uplifting, energetic, and they like help me they help me get shit done with like a clear mind, like a, you know, good attitude without like giving me couch lock and weighing me down sort of thing, you know?
Totally. You and
Oh.
I are similar type users. I'm a daily user, and I like to have a lot of things on hand. And that's, you know, the beauty of being a grower, and especially like you said, you know, just throw a bunch of autos in
Yeah.
a tent, grow one of each, and, you know, just do a little tasting and see what you
Hell
like.
yeah.
It's the best way. And, you know, we get picky about it. We'll have something in the grinder and be like, no, I wanted to taste that other, and we just have like a jar where we just like dump it all.
Yeah.
I'll just
I
roll some
know.
joints of it when friends come over. And,
Absolutely, man.
Yeah. I don't want to mix
Like,
flavors.
no, I don't feel like tasting that anymore. That's, you know, just
I'm sick of that one.
take that away from me, please.
It's always the newest. It's
Like an
always like
indica guy
whatever's like
myself.
the freshest, ready to go. Is like we're super excited about it, and we're like really into it. And then, you know, once we've been smoking on it for a few weeks or months or whatever, it's, you know, off to the next thing.
Yeah. All right. So listen, it's gonna take us forever just to get through this box you gave me, man. Listen, I like Friday, guys. You gotta. We're gonna show you his website, okay? But like, you order this this box, you get your Tangy Tibuguanas, you get your narrow leaf variety. It comes with 6 feminized seeds, right? The F2
Yep.
of that. All right, as well as freebies. You get one of, I don't know, what is it, 6, 8 different types?
Oh no, they're all. That was the.
Are they all
mystery, That was the mystery mezcla. They're
Okay,
all,
gotcha.
Everybody's getting Dog Walker or the Star Crunch crossed with Dog Walker.
That's
the
awesome.
freebie for everyone.
That's awesome.
It's been tested by a few, so it's not like it's not 100% brand new tester. A few people have tested it. Shout out to Captain Jehu in the autos out there. He had a really nice one. It had some really like bubblegum fruity terps. I guess coming from that tooth decay, maybe. Hopefully you'll see some chem profiles in there from the Dog Walker. It should be a fun one.
Right on, man. Now, so all right, we got that. That's what you're paying for, folks, right there. All the hard work, you know, and the beautiful packaging, the wax seal. It is like truly, man, a representation of your hard work come to fruition. It's really a beautiful thing to like be holding this up on screen right now. I you know,
I appreciate you, so thank you.
I love what you're doing, man. So, yeah, then it comes obviously with the cool Alebrije genetic sticker. You know, got to pop that in your tent or on your trapper keeper. Bring it to your first day of class.
Wow, that's a name I haven't heard in a while.
Impress all your friends. So then comes with the Tangy Tibuguana sticker, which all of your strains, okay, like one of the things we forgot to mention is that an Alebrije, right? The name is like a Mexican folklore.
Yeah, it's a Mexican
mythical
type of art. Yeah, it was created by this artist in the 30s. He was sick and hallucinated these animal creatures made up of different body parts from different animals, and I'm not sure he said they were screaming Alebrije, so they became known as Alebrijes.
He just had like fever dreams and
yeah, fever dreams basically. But then he started making them into these paper mache, really brightly colorful painted creatures. And then all of a sudden it became this like cultural iconic thing in Mexico, and the state of Oaxaca picked it up, and they do these amazing wood carved sculptures that are super intricately painted of all these bright colors and designs, and it's just got this Mexican feel to it. So I need to backtrack and say I'm American, but my wife, who's the other half of our business, she's out and about tonight, but she is from Mexico City, and she is very much a part of the inspiration and why it has this Mexican theme, and we'll get into the dogs later. But Mexico legalized cannabis a few years back, and at the time, you know, I was thinking all the rooftops in Mexico are flat. I went, everyone just needs to learn to grow autoflowers and throw them in auto pots with some autoflower concentrate in the back.
on the roof, and
bottom, and just like water only, super easy, and everyone can just be growing their own. You know, like Mexico needs this, and we need a brand that's approachable to both Mexicans and Americans. And we're a very Spanglish speaking household, and so Spanglish is a big part of our brand too. So you always have an English descriptor word with this animal creation of the Mexican names for the animal, and that might switch at some point. Who knows? Maybe we'll do English names of the animal and a Mexican descriptor, or a Spanish descriptor, excuse me. But yeah, like that was part of the brand. Even the name Alebrije, we thought, should we call it geneticos is the word? Nah, genetics. You know, we gotta make this our Spanglish theme, and
I love it.
and that's just how we do it. So
All
she's
right.
very much a part of our inspiration, and she helps me come up with the names and look for the artists and
All right.
everything else we do.
It's all
She's our
coming
number
together
one
for me.
She's my number one taste tester, and she's like by far my toughest critic. She has a killer palate for cannabis, and
Amen.
And she's real picky. So I
Hey.
love you, sweetheart. Shout out.
You heard it,
Mrs.
guys. You heard it. If he can please Mrs. Alebrije, he can please all you guys. There you go.
She's been enjoying the Tangy Tibuguana lately.
That's
so
what's up.
It's got her stamp of approval. But
All right.
anyway, that's just a little background on the
So the
brand.
Alebrijes are they're like hybrid creatures of sorts, like Island of Dr. Moreau sorts of these you cross like a reindeer. I don't know what's this, a reindeer with like
it's a deer eagle. It's
a deer eagle. That's what
Yeah,
that's
deer's kind of my
Okay.
spirit animal, and the wings just represent.
Oh, I love it.
Love it. Yeah, so a deer eagle.
It's not a specific animal. The wing. That's just more of the
That's
design
cool.
of
No,
it.
so like then the Tibuguana, right? Which like it sounds like people are like, oh, that's a weird strain name or flavor name, whatever you want to call it. A Tibuguana, as I'm like relearning my ninth grade Spanish, a tiburon, right, is a shark.
Tiburon. Yep.
Tiburon.
In Spanish, I
was never good at the
is
pronunciation.
I is E in Spanish, so it's Tibuguana.
Tibuguana. Okay. I appreciate that. I don't want to say jalapenos.
We expect some mispronunciations along the way. That's part of the fun too, honestly.
Yeah, for sure. No, so I just love the creative aspect of it all. Like you're crossing a tiburon. Tiburon. My ninth grade Spanish teacher rolling over in her grave right now.
Why'd you kill her?
I know. I don't know if
she's probably still alive.
I hope she's still alive. I really do. I didn't mean that.
Captain. He was so nice to me. Now he wants me dead.
It's just
anyway.
The description. I hope she's not watching. Oh my God. No. So the tiburon crossed with an iguana is Tibuguana. Tibuguana, right? Which is
super I was
cool.
sort of inspired by the Durban roots of the plant, and Durban is a coastal South African city, and there's a lot of great white sharks off the coast, and the tropical flavors in the daytime uplifting side of the strain sort of led me to think of lying out on the beach, and that sort of made me think of an iguana, So that's sort of how it comes together. Loosely tied to the flavors, the effects of the strain, the terpenes.
I love it, dude. The more you think about it, the more it makes sense. I absolutely love it. It's just all part of the creative, aspect of this whole thing. Attention to detail, creativity. These are big check boxes that if you want to be an auto breeder, those are two big things you got to have. All right. So you get both of those stickers, right, in the box. You're going to come with one of each. Okay, cool. Then does everyone get one of these bad boys too?
Oh yeah.
Do you see what that is? You see that pin?
Getting a little Tangy Tibuguana pin.
That's rad, man.
That's beautiful.
It was sort of inspired by we want people to, when you finish growing all the seeds, there's not another Tangy Tibuguana coming out, and a few years down the road, you know, I want you to remember your Tibuguana grow. I have fond memories of some of my older grows, and it was sort of like Mephisto had all these strain specific stickers, but they don't send them, and they were always sold out, and you don't get it with the strain. And I always thought that would have been a really cool thing to, like, when I get Hubba Bubba Smelloscope, I get the Hubba Bubba Smelloscope sticker and kind of have a little memory of my grow, you know. So we
Wow.
wanted to have some sort of
I think you kind
custom
of glazed
artwork.
over that one important thing, the fact that this is a one-time release. It's never going to be released ever again.
Yeah, that's important,
Yep.
man.
Yeah.
So
It goes
that's
back to, we like hunting new flavors. We want to try new things, and you know, if we're just keep inbreeding the same lines, and then, you know, I'm not saying it won't ever make an appearance. Maybe something special. Who knows? But
Yeah, never say never type of thing, but you don't
never
really
say
have
never. But
intentions
no
of,
current
keep
plans to,
releasing the
like,
same stuff. Yeah.
no, I want to keep
what's up.
working brand new projects. I mean, there might be a little line aspect of a certain, you know, parent plant, but not repetitive strains. Honestly, it's just boring to me. I want to keep trying new things. Honestly.
Yeah, I love that approach, man. You just, you know, bring on the next challenge, sort of thing. It's amen. But this is, you know, what a great way to commemorate your Tangy Tibuguana grow with a commemorative pin. Our phone lines are open now, folks. Call now and get your commemorative pin. No, it's
Friday.
this is so fucking cool, honestly, guys. Like, this right here alone, like, I'm telling you, this just, like, man, I'm gonna put this on my cap. I'm telling you, like, next show you will see it right there. But what a cool surprise in the box, as well as
There's more.
a plant
Yeah.
marker. Okay,
Everybody's getting
handwritten
one.
by Mrs. Alebrije, right?
Oh,
Wow.
So the rest, so it's a pottery plant marker she made. That's written in Sharpie, which will stay on. You can see, you can wipe your finger off of it. But if you use water and scrub it off, it'll come off. So she just did that for yours. The
Ooh.
rest are going to be unmarked.
That's
but
awesome, dude.
So it's reusable. You can use it again. You just write it in Sharpie. It won't rub off easily. You have to kind of, like, scrub at it to get it
I get it. That's so fucking cool. I love it. All right, so this, you know, this made with love. It's like pottery, you know, like something
ceramic,
like
yeah.
ceramic.
She fired it.
You like fired in a kiln, right? Like, it looks
She
like
glazed it, fired it in a kiln
yeah.
twice. It had its pre-fire, and then the glaze firing. Yeah, she
Reminds me of
oh my goodness.
something yeah, it's beautiful. It's really beautiful. And so, like, you know, comes with a custom plant marker, one of a kind, right? You can use this, right, for your, well, it's going to come blank, but what we want you to do is use this to tag your plant in your, when we do the grow along. I know, guys, I see you in the chat. Reverend and Johnny, we love you so much. We're doing the grow along, okay? This is all part of the package here. We're going to mention it, I promise you guys. But this is when we do the grow along, this is what you're going to use right here to show everyone, you know, you're part of it. You got the official package. You know, if it didn't come with a custom plant tag, it's not the real deal, folks. You found an imposter.
True that.
And you gotta come on Friday. You gotta go to alebrijegenetics.com. Okay, I want to show this website
4:20
now.
p.m.
4:20 p.m.
Which time zone?
Eastern time zone. Eastern Standard.
Eastern Standard.
That's
So
1:20 p.m. for you Cali folks. I'll just use folks.
Figure it out on your own end, guys. Eastern Standard Time, 4:20. Right? We're going.
Yes.
Right. Cool. That makes sense to everyone worldwide. Now, shit, if you're in Australia, like some of our dudes, all right, that's a great point. Like, So I don't know what the hell time it is in Australia right now. I have no fucking clue. Honestly, it's like afternoon tomorrow. I'm pretty sure. So again, do the math, figure it out, but be here. You know, it's September 16th,
16th.
4:20 Eastern Standard Time, right?
Yep.
And now if we could please bring up the Alebrije website, I would love to show people the place where they're able to get it. Are we doing so right now? I assume we are. Cool. Great. Which again it looks fantastic. It's artistic. You know, nice pictures, nice fonts. Very well done, sir. Very well done. Flavorful autoflowers bred with intention. You'll be able to find your links on this website, right? The store is on this website.
Yeah, there'll be a little button. It'll say Tangy Tibuguana drop, and it'll be posted at 4:20 right on the homepage there where it says drop info. You won't miss it.
Right. Now, what do we do if the website crashes, man? What happens when the demand is too strong? No, I'm sure there's a fallback.
There's no backup plan, so hopefully that won't happen.
We can only hope that happens.
No.
We can only hope that happens. Listen, I'm just playing.
It would be bittersweet.
Hey, absolutely, right? But a good problem to have, but not a problem we want to deal with as people who are looking to buy some beans. But
True.
Listen, guys. So this website is slick. It looks great. The homepage is where you can read all about him. All about his background, like what we were talking about earlier. He's got a cultivar guide, which we can get into reading about the Tangy Tibuguanas, see a picture, read the heritage. I love that, man. Like there's no information curtain you're putting up.
No gatekeeping.
No gatekeeping at all.
I can't stand that when they try to hide what the genetic background is. That means there's something fishy about it. If you're not saying there's something up with it, why aren't you saying? You know?
There's malicious intent either way. There's either that, or there's like, no, fuck you. I don't want to show you what I'm doing because I think I'm special, and yeah.
Right.
It's part of the whole like demeanor of the auto breeder. Like we were saying, it's down to earth, humble, laid back, hardworking. Like all of these qualities, like you have to sort of have if you're going to be able to do this thing. They're a prerequisite if you're even thinking about being an auto breeder. And then it's like the other things, like the attention to detail and the creativity and the ability to like pick out flavors and like really all these different things that are what, in my opinion, would make like a great auto breeder as opposed to just an okay one, in my opinion.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
Dude, absolutely. And I saw all those things like pretty much immediately in you when I started I found out about you. I started looking at your page, reading a little bit about your work and talking with you. I mean, I saw it right away. It was dare I say, the most obvious of all the, we had great success with all the up and coming auto breeders. And I'm looking forward to talking with Outcast Genetics too, who crushed it right out of the park with his Sacred Watch. And we're gonna highlight him when we bring him on. But it was just right away. I could tell from everything from your logo to your descriptions, you have what it takes. The kid's
I appreciate it, man. Thank you.
The kid has the talent. I'm telling you.
It means a lot. It means a lot. Thank you.
Yeah, dude. Absolutely. So I don't know if we're still looking at the website there. I see another strain up on the cultivars website. The Juicy Axoloro, or how I'm pronouncing that wrong. I'm sure.
It's like you would say Mexico. The X is like, they say Mexico. The X is like H, so it's Ajoloro.
Ajoloro. I'm just going to stick with that. Axoloro. I'm just
Sounds too much like
Axolotl.
Axl Rose, and he's a douchebag. So
Axel Rose Axoloro. Oh man. So this is going to be in an upcoming drop, right? This is not happening.
That's our Dia de los Muertos drop that's going to be coming up. It's on.
Great
That's on.
shirt.
Yeah,
Thank
right.
you, thank you. Yeah, that's our little logo. Dead.
I love that.
you got those in Monsta size?
Monsta, you got to DM me your size, and I might get one.
All right, buddy.
That's what's on. We'll
sorry.
make it work. We'll make it work.
Just couple them together.
We'll find a big top somewhere. We'll tear it down, and then we'll find a screen printer, dude. I'm just playing, dude. I'm just playing.
That's all right.
I'm just playing, man. I can't wait to see you on Friday. Give you a big hug, man.
Yeah, I'm gonna fucking give you a suplex.
I mean, a full Nelson. I know.
That's our Day of the Dead drop. It's coming on November 1st. It's got the same Durban roots, but without the haze. So it's also an F2, and it's there was actually a lot more phenotypic variations in the F2 round than the F1s. The F1s were actually pretty similar to the Tangy Tibuguana, which is why I rolled with that. I liked it, and I liked how the haze kind of worked with it. It reminded me of the F1 Juicy Aholora. Then the F2 round, there's more of the grandparents show their true colors in it, which makes it for a fun grow. They all have big, juicy, sappy, juicy tropical terps, kind of, but a lot of variations of it.
Nice. All right. Well, so we're still talking about the site, but dude, I can't honestly, like, the Durban, is one of our favorites. We've talked about it. It's something, I think there's a couple different offerings that are pretty new in the auto world that are, trying to be the auto representation of Durban poison. One of the coolest, like, most unique strains you can find on the planet. So the Juicy Aholoro is actually more of a direct representation of Durban, is what you're telling me then?
Not exactly. It's got a lot of it in it. It's like it touches roots in 4 of the grandparents in it. It's like all 4. It's coming from a lot of different angles. Where it's not super authentic Durban-y, I would say, is the pine kind of flavor. It doesn't. There are a few that have a little earthy, piney background that kind of mixes with a little. How lemon and pine are very similar. There's this kind of lemony pine in some of them, but I know some of the true Durban. A lot of it has a stronger pine flavor. So I'm not trying to make any claims that this is like a direct representation. It is what.
Dude, it sounds like though. All right, it's like through the artistic lens of the Alebrije vision.
It's my Autoflower portrayal of a Durban style is what I'd call it. Yeah.
All right. I like that.
I like it too.
I can only take that in small quantities though, personally, like as a smoke. Like too much of like that just really like, but I love to have it like in the arsenal. Like I always have a good sativa to go to. Like Captain said, like you just gotta have it sometimes, man.
You do.
Agreed.
Like you do. That narrow leaf variety, it does have the those daytime effects that I look for. Use the most like grandma friendly language we can all find to appeal to all the non-growers and smokers. It's just like,
don't get me wrong.
Energetic and creative.
In our household, we still say sativa and indica. We're just as guilty as everyone else.
They still stand true to somewhat. I just feel like, in my opinion, there are indicas that can get you like an uplifting high. Like, so that's why there's people that shouldn't just like say it's just not as cut and dry as sativa indica. Definitely not.
Mm-hmm.
Word. All right. Well, so again, let's if you are out there, well, I'm sure you are out there, Mad Hatter, our man behind the scenes. What's up? Shout out. I want to get back to this website real quick because, listen, if you guys thought you guys thought we were, you know, putting the old like just wait till you see what we have in store here, okay? Like if you guys thought this was cool up until this point, wait till you see what we got next, all right? One of the coolest parts, in my opinion, about the whole Alebrije experience here, it's like Monsta was saying, it's your ethics, you know, you got a little bit of a like soft side. You love animals, clearly. You like, you know, the whole like, you know, animal themes with your flavors. Um, you love
Yep,
animals, clearly,
dude.
right? So
My
one of
basset hound is barking his head off outside
I
right
hear
now.
him. Is that's your basset? Okay, you got a basset hound. I love those big floppy ears, man. They're so cool, so cool. All right, so if we go to the Our Charity tab on your website here, man, look at this shit.
Aw.
So you're aligned, or you please explain how this
Yeah,
works.
yeah. So no, there are a few awesome charities out there that are trying to help the street dog situation in Mexico, but we're not aligned with anyone. We're just doing it on our own, and it's a dream of ours. It's actually an original dream of my wife's that I've adopted as well, and it's our basset hound out there is barking his head off was a
Oh,
rescue dog, and you know he means the world to us, and we want more people to go the rescue route. I think there's a lot of sweet dogs out there that need a good home, and as much as I love breeding, you know, some of these wild feral animals need some help too, and they're not always wild. A lot of times that someone turned them out on the street, but anyway, so 15% of our profit from sales of the drop, or we're going to use that money, and we'll be going to Mexico at the end of the month. September 28th, we leave, and we're going to a few different places. Mexico City, we're going out to the coast of Oaxaca, we're going up to Guanajuato, San Miguel, Allende area. And in each of those places, we're going to be going out, and there's street dogs everywhere, unfortunately. And we like to buy them food. We go buy big bags of food and a bunch of bowls, and we put out food and water for them. And then ones that are in really bad shape and need some attention, we'll pick them up and take them to the vet and at least do what they can. You know, it's a really
beautiful,
tragic
man. It really,
situation.
listen, I would hate to see that too. Like that would just eat away at my soul. Like to see, you know, a lot of street dogs like that. So like it's a situation that needs attention. And man, I applaud you for putting the spotlight on this, for giving it, you know, any amount of your energy is just like wow. I mean, really, what an amazing gesture. You know, if you are all animal lovers out there like we all are here, I don't know how you couldn't fall
Seriously.
right into this. Like
Yeah.
it's just like the perfect, you know, you're offering me one of a kind, like highly sought after auto-flowering genetics, cool artwork, great packaging, and there's a charity involved that helps animals. Like, all right, take my money now, please, sir. Please,
Thank you.
here's my money. Please take it. It's just listen, man, like there's it's just I applaud you. Really, there's nothing more I can say. Like I'm a big softy with animals. This shit hurts, you know, to
Yeah. Same
see
here,
the
man.
pictures and stuff. Like I
It
don't even
does
like
hurt.
looking at it. I really don't. I don't want to, you know, keep dwelling on the situation. But what it is, it just shows how cool of a dude you are. Again, how like down to earth, laid back, all of those things like we talked about, man. It's like you're like one of the coolest dudes I've met in our community. I love
Thank you. Thank you.
love that like you're, you know, kind of in the cultivation conversation circle now. Like we got, you know, people are looking forward to this drop that we're talking about it in the Discord. Shoot, we got a grow along planned, guys.
Yeah, so I really need to take a moment and shout out Reverend Pirate Frog and Johnny Apple, those two mainly, but all the other guys, Patchouli Fox and Charles Budkowski, and you guys know who you are. You guys are a family at Cultivation Conversation, and I'm happy to be adopted into your family. And We have so much fun together, and these two guys, Pirate Frog and Johnny Apple, they are kicking off a Tangy Tibuguana grow along. So all the rules and the prizes are on the site. We have some awesome prizes.
Here, we can bring that up again real quick. It's on the Tangy Tibuguana page. I got it right here, Mad Hatter. I'm sorry. Keep going.
Yeah, no, I was just gonna say we've got auto pots and arc crystals, which Captain can speak more to how awesome those are.
They are awesome. Look, I wear mine all the time. I never leave home without my permanently pre-charged super crystal. It looks like something
$1,000 a crystal. It's one of our prizes. Yeah.
This looks like something that opens a door on like a spaceship.
Mm-hmm.
Put this against like the Starship Enterprise, and it just opens all the doors, all the ports. No, this is amazing. Thank you for the heads up. This is part of the prize package, guys. We're hooking, this grow along all taking place as part of the you got to get in the Discord. If you have an Instagram, it's going to be taking place on there. That's a whole different discussion.
Yeah, we would love to make it like we're tired of Instagram and their garbage policies. Girl, G3 got deleted today. I got deleted a few months ago. We all know Captain's sad tale about getting deleted, and I'm sick of IG2, man. We need to do something as a community, but fortunately, this is sort of already taking place on Instagram and.
Listen, I just want you to get as many eyeballs on your stuff as possible. Like right now, Instagram's a place to do that.
Fortunately,
we have again, if you're looking at the grow along rules and prizes, you got to get in. Let's see, you sprout your seed by October 15th.
But between the time you get the seed and October 15th, you just snap a picture of your sprout with your pack number, mail it in, and then you're officially entered. And then you just start doing one post per week just to update us. And then it's going to be a blind judging by me at the end. And there's lots of various prizes, lots of participation prizes. So even if you don't win, but you just enter, there's some pretty cool stuff to win.
For sure.
Earthbox, Build a Soil, some fire genetics from Joint Custody. Shout out to him.
Shout out to Joint.
Shout out to Joint. Absolutely. So there's 4 prizes, 4 grow prize winners. There's 1 grand prize and 3 categories each. The categories are, let's see, best soil grow, best cocoa / hydro grow, and then best auto pot grow.
Yeah, Autopots is one of our sponsors. Thanks to the lovely cultivation conversation.
They're hooking up the winner with a 2-pot XL system with all the fixings. You're gonna come, with your res, your tubings, basically the same exact system that you're gonna see old Captain over here grow his Tangy Tibuguanas with. I got 2 of them right now on day 20 of life, okay? And I'm going to hook them up to my autopot system, and they're going to fill up a 3x3. You're going to, man, if I had an Instagram, it'd be great. You'd all be able to watch it on the grow along. But I promise I'll post lots of pictures on the Discords. I'll make YouTube videos. Like, you guys, you'll see it if you want to. I promise, guys. I'm still out there. Don't let Instagram tell you otherwise. And yeah, you'll be able to win the same exact system that I use to grow mine. So there you go. Autopot really stepped up. All right, cool. All right, no. All right, well, but we are back live. All right, great. No, I'm. Thanks. Just a little technical difficulties, guys. I'm sorry. Nature of a live show. It just shit happens, guys. There you go. But what I wanted to, wrap this up. We gotta, the grow along super cool. Guys, come into the Discord, Cultivation Conversation. Hit any one of us up for the link. You could find it also on our website. Get in the Discord. We'll hook you up with the grow along, all the rules, regulations, stuff like that. Super cool prizes, autopots, Nature's Living Soil, Joint Custody, hooking it up with some unreleased tester packs. Johnny Johnny in the Discord hooking it up with Earthbox, build a soil stuff, and the Reverend hooking it up with the Arc crystals, which, I mean, again, like, these things are awesome. I got them in my plant pots too. You know, I love my crystals in my pots. These things, they go into your plants too. They work wonders as far as I'm concerned. So yeah, guys, just check out the grow along. Gonna be awesome. Is there anything else that we want to mention before computers start crashing again and people need to let their dogs out, go to the bathroom, get a drink? I don't know. You tell me.
That was pretty much it. Just thank you for coming on, man. I learned a lot about you. I learned a lot about the breeding process and how things work that way. So it was fascinating to kind of go behind the scenes. You know,
Listen, I would love to, like, what I primarily wanted to do was talk to you, like, a little bit about autos and a lot about your drop tonight, right? Like, but I'd love to bring you back on and just pick your brain about, like, the nuts and bolts of, like, all right, when do I apply the silver thiosulfate? You know, like, how many times do I do that? How
Perfect
exactly do I do that? Sort, like, dude, and yeah, listen, just
Definitely.
keep in the loop, guys. All this info, all this content coming at you. Now that we got ourselves like an auto breeder in the fold, you know, you sign up for the Patreon. I believe you're stepping up to the plate with some beans for our Patreon members too, right?
Yeah. I got it's gonna be after the drop, but I've got a couple projects. I haven't quite decided which one. They're both Juicy Ajalora based, and one leans a little more pine, so it might have that more true Durban profile, and
I love it.
it's one I don't have enough beans of for a drop, and I think I've got enough for y'all's Patreon guys. So
really appreciate that, man.
Yeah, man. It's just like we can't express our gratitude enough towards you. You know, like I'm super thankful that you hooked me up with this awesome box set that I hope everyone gets on Friday. Really, guys, don't crash his site. Like, just chill. Don't be hitting
single file.
Refresh. Just chill. All right. Wait for 420. Wait for what? But there's only 100 packs, right? Like, it's not like, don't wait too long.
Just over 100 packs. We made 110 packs. I've given a few away to friends. We're keeping a few for nostalgia purposes. So it's going to be around 100 packs available.
All right. So first come, first serve. Just be there or be square. And it's not getting released again. So guess what? You miss it, fuck you. You lost. You lose. Good day, sir. You lose, right? But no, listen, man, like, again, I'm a huge fan of what you're doing. I could see it right away. And I want to continue this interesting discussion about, like, you know, how exactly we breed autoflowers, that sort of thing. There's so much that I want to learn about that aspect of it. I don't know it, and I'll be honest, I have some really, really cool rare genetics that, like, I would love to preserve at the very least, to make like an S1 sort of thing. Just make replicas of, you know. And if not,
that's why I got into it. That's why I got into it, was to preserve the rare, cool stuff, you know? It's like stuff that you can't find or stuff that you spend a lot, you know? It's like, what, I'm just going to grow this once and smoke it and it's done? Nah,
like, wait, I got 5 in the pack.
Yeah.
I know. So, like, there you go. If you want to, like, you know, you get one pack of a one-off strain that's never going to be released again. Take your 5th bean that you pop there and you hit it with a little STS, you know, make you know, S1s of that one right there. Boom.
Make your own Tangy Tibuguana. I would be honored, honestly. I welcome people to use my stuff in crosses and things. It honors me. It's so cool.
That's what's up, man. That's what's up. Like, and we'll talk all about, you know, next time we bring you on, we'll talk all about how to do that sort of thing. So, man, I'm
anytime.
super pumped for you. Like, I hope everyone understands how, I mean, really, you're this is every bit as cool as anything you're gonna see from Night Owl, Mephisto, like the big names, dude. And what this is just I can feel the individual touch that you put in each package. It's like, yeah, it's grower love, man. Like, you're a real dude, not a big corporation, and it's like small batch love that you put into this shit, which, you know, combine that with an awesome charity, and it's, again, like, please, sir, take my money now. So
thank you, guys.
just,
I appreciate the kind words.
Keep on doing what you're doing, really.
Yeah, man.
And the icing on the cake, every pack comes with one of these awesome Mexican candies that I just simply can't get enough of. I don't know what the fuck they are. You tell me. What
tamarind. They're like these tamarind candies.
I've never had it before. The first time I had
this paste. It's like this paste that grows in a pod on a tree, and it's very sour. But those are obviously, they mix in sugar and mango and chili and different flavors. It's one of my wife's favorite candies, so that was her idea.
It looks kind of like a real thick, like, little section of a fruit by the foot, or like some sort of gummy.
Like a natural taffy, kind of like a natural sweet and sour taffy, sort of.
Oh, yeah, it's sour,
bitch,
sweet.
It looks like terrible, but I can imagine it tastes lovely.
It's so good.
Really,
it has this like soft, chewy texture, but like a little grittiness to it.
Yeah, it's very all natural. Yeah,
now
you don't feel too guilty about it.
No, it's like you can tell that it's like it's fruit based. And there's like now a spice is developing on the back end. It's just super cool. I love it. I'm gonna keep an eye out for these.
Yeah, definitely. You'll see them in all the little Mexican grocery stores. They're awesome.
Rad.
Oh man, tamarind? Like, who knew? Who knew? They grow this shit on trees?
Just like weed, man.
Very good. All right, so now that you've all heard, you've watched and listened to me enjoy my candy, please, I hope you guys get in on this drop. I hope you join us for the grow along. Even if you have you don't care about autos, right? You don't care about the grow along. Just please come join us in the Discord. Join the conversation. You find us on Patreon. You can find us on YouTube. You can find us here on Twitch.
Go to the website. It gives you every place to find us.
They won't ban our websites, but yeah, unfortunately, you can't find either me or G3 on Instagram anymore.
Both on Vero, though.
I got to update the website and get the Vero links on there.
There you go. That's our
I'm doing my best.
Our new spot, guys. VERO. I'm sure if you haven't gotten on there yet.
Guys, look, I've heard. I just want to clarify one thing about Vero. I do have a heart out here in a couple minutes, but listen. The thing is right now it's not as big as Instagram, and the reach is not going to be the same. But if we build it, they will come. We need to have more people on there, and the more big accounts that get on Vero, the more people will roll over and come on over. So, like, look, my approach is to keep posting on both until they shut my IG down. Then it is what it is. Then I just go right to Vero. I mean, Instagram is out of fucking control. They're just doing dumb shit for no logic, rhyme, or reason. And I'm under no illusions that my account's next. So it is what it is. Just get on Vero. It's free. And I guess from the description I've read in the Apple Play Store, there is a plan with that company to make it a paid app. And the people that get in now have free account for life.
Wow.
So get in now.
Makes sense. I mean, it's honestly, I'll be real with you. Like, the functionality of the app and like the nature of like a social media platform that has no ads, no algorithms. I see everything in chronological order that like my friends post. I interact with each post so much more that way because I know it's authentic from a person I actually follow, I would be willing to pay a little bit for that. I'll be honest, but like,
I'm on there too.
Cool.
It's awesome.
You can get in free now, guys. It's I don't work for these people. I don't fucking know anything. Like, listen, I just found a place that seems to welcome cannabis content, okay? It's cool. It looks good. It's friendly. Get over there. Because, yeah, Instagram, we don't know how that's going to end up, sadly. And again, like, yeah, the reach isn't there yet, but it's just a matter of time. It'll happen. And, yeah, I don't know if I have any other, urgent messages for anyone tonight. Anyone else got anything they want to spill before we wrap the show up tonight?
We're on Vero too, so find us on there. Yeah, I agree. We got to move away from Instagram.
We really do, guys. We really do, and it's the things that they're doing to the community are just unacceptable, And there's no recourse is the thing. Like, there's no phone number you can call. There's no and listen, old Captain over here. I make a new account, it's banned right away. Boom. As soon as I register the name, I don't know how they're doing it, what kind of sorcery they have going on behind the scenes, but I cannot register a new account, even a name that has nothing to do with Captain Autoflower. Like, I tried not Captain Autoflower. That didn't even work, how it was clearly not. No, I tried a name that had no Captain Autoflower in it. Yeah. Even brand new screen name, VPN, doesn't work, guys. Come over to a place that wants us. Find us all on Vero. Boom. Simple as that. And
that's
yeah,
it, man.
Monsta, I know you're itching to get out of here, guys. It's been
not
awesome.
I got a phone call. Gotta go.
I know.
I got a phone call.
I'll we'll talk to you. Yeah, why don't we all say goodbye, guys?
We'll do it again soon.
In a week. I love you all. Thank you for joining us. Don't get caught.
Thanks.
Thanks.
Yeah, that's